Into the Kobe coffers of Golden Glue cards.
Let's go. See, though, because the analyst said, all right, they, put it to the gods of chance.
Okay.
And Jat pulled Golden Glue, so that means that they have to have a draft diff.
Okay.
Flowers, game number 1 needs to be Golden Glue draft diff. Let's put it to the test right now.
Let's go ahead and do it. Team Liquid have elected blue side. Sentinels are on last.
So, klarer Favorit hier, TL.
Banned out by Team Liquid.
Müssen wir uns nicht drüber streiten. Ganz klarer Favorit.
Honestly, this feels like a pretty standard play against TL these days. Jose Dioto was looking fierce back at MSI, looking good in week 1. So they ban away his Lee Sin and Nocturne alongside the Akali as first pick goes over to TL, and they will happily lock in the Ezreal for Yawn.
Flowers.
Yes, sir.
Both of these junglers have champions that are target banned against them, though, and only one team has banned the target champion.
Wir picken nicht Jarvan to Ezreal, bitte. Reißt euch zusammen. Pick nach 4 Gewinnern.
But what about Hombach Skarner? That one drew bans previously. He's also already displayed, killing intent on his Kiana. Was very, very good. On the Wukong, on the Nefiri, a lot of dangerous champions for him, but the Skarner really was one of the very big ones that Sentinels relied on pretty heavily.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And we also do have the Kai'Sa immediately locked in response here for Sentinels. So no mages bot this time around. Yawn and Rahel going to be piloting those AD carries. Sentinels sees the Ezreal. They know that supports want to roam in the current metagame, and Kai'Sa can assassinate that Ezreal in that isolated situation. So they'll draft that one alongside
Jarvan
for Hombach in the jungles.
Yeah. Our Kai'Sa versus Ezreal. Very, very old matchup here. Looking for the dive comp. So Sentinels just going to fully commit to the dive comp early on with the Kai'Sa, with the Jarvan. Now, Jarvan into Ezreal specifically is not necessarily but they're looking for general dive anyway. I will suspect. It also means for mid lane, Quid is going to want to pick something that can deal with Cataclysm.
Sentinels ist gut. Sentinels ist ziemlich decent, ja. Ich denke auf jeden Fall schlechter als Team Liquid, aber ja.
Not towards like the Orianna that has been left up here and has been dangling.
Leona würde alles da auf 3 gut machen.
In game number 1, are kind of floating around. It's going to make Team Liquid specifically want to veer away from those.
Reihenfolge sollte theoretisch sein, Line, dann Team Liquid und dann irgendwo ist die 9 FlyQuest, Sentinels. Die 3 kommen danach dann. In welcher Reihenfolge hängt sehr davon ab.
And Sentinels are not going to continue copying role for role here in the draft in the first half. Instead, they will leave support for the second half of the draft, lock in the Gnar for impact instead.
And then I expect them to ban, like Vayne and, maybe Corki as well. Now with people playing Corki and the Gnar, top lane as a counter. Like Yasuo counter, the other types of things to protect the Gnar. Because when you pick a Gnar at the end like this, it's like pseudo-blind. Yeah, the enemy doesn't have their top laner, but also you get 2 protection bans.
Yeah.
And Gnar doesn't really need more than a couple protection bans. Usually even just the Vayne, a lot of people are fine with. But there are options, right? There's the Corki, like we mentioned, Twisted Fate top lane you can do as well. So we'll see. The Jace as well. These range options into the Gnar are generally the preferred ones. Now, if Team Liquid want to just stick Morgan on a tank, they always still can do that, but I think they're going to go more of the lane style.
Well, we do have that Jason Vayne banned out like you're talking about on the Sentinel side. Nico, the ban from Team Liquid, targeting some powerful support capability there, as well as removing the Cassiopeia potential pick for Dark Wings in mid.
It is interesting, too, because, we're talking about, okay, so TL are going to want to shy away from the, mid laners that are going to be vulnerable to Jarvan ganks. But Sentinels and Darkwings very well could still go into it. Like, they do have really good engage on their side, good dive for like an Orianna Shockwave to complement them. And they're going to make Team Liquid show what Quid is playing first to know if they're safe to actually pick it. Because with Jarvan and Rakan and Gnar, you have already really good dive options to set up for Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
And then whatever Darkwings wants to counterpick Quid with.
All right, Team Liquid.
Kann man es auch noch flexen? Nein, ist kein Flex. Ist Fake Flex.
Solo lanes. Gonna have to reveal them both.
Was?
So to have any sort of flex potential, it would have to be
Okay.
something.
Ich hätte eher Richtung Juri gedacht.
Two
Aber das
things that
funktioniert
could go
natürlich
to
auch.
either one of those solo lanes. 1 and 5 here on Ambessa so far in Summer Split for the LCS. Not a particularly effective win record for our arcane antagonist here in the first week and a half of gameplay, Mr. Kobe.
Yeah, I think the champion is fine, though. I think that's a user error on the, the loser's part.
the car runs good. The drivers just don't know how to keep it on the road. Okay.
Exactly. Okay, so this is Quid's decision here. He's like, okay, fine. You have Jarvan jungle. Whatever, I'll just get some mobility for myself.
Silas blinds.
Even though Silas is a risky laner, being melee and having to trade your health pretty heavily for push on the minion wave. He does have
Draft from Team Liquid okay.
He does, you know, scale well with this team as well, since they themselves have the Ambessa.
Da ist dieser Jarvan hat halt null Value mal wieder gegen beide Carries, ne? Null Value.
Sentinels and just use against them.
And I also really like Silas when Gnar is on the enemy team, since you can steal the ulti away, and it kind of cures what is the intended part of the counterplay for Gnar's ult, having to play around the Gnar bar. Silas don't have that. Just slam people into the wall.
True. He just steals your Gnar ultimate. No Gnar rage required to be built up. And then also,
Mal sehen, Hamburg ist ein sehr aggressiver Jungle.
Khan ult is super nice for Silas. You know, Faker most notably probably making a very good use of that one in World Final stage. We'll see if Quid can emulate here.
Yep. Kai'Sa ulti also available for some of that emergency defensive repositioning and the massive shield that you can get in the middle of a fight if he has to play something a little bit more on the back foot. Now, yesterday, we saw some Rise gameplay in the first series, and the Realm Warps did not lead, particularly where Cloud9 would have liked them to lead. Here today, Sentinels is going to, I think, have to have a much greater efficacy on those Rise ultimates if they want to make these plays happen.
So did yesterday, that would make you, would that break your trust now when you see a Rise Realm Warp on your team?
Oh, yes.
You're not jumping in that thing head first. You're pausing, scrolling your camera around, wait a second.
Where is this going?
Yeah, where exactly are you sending me, and how many of you are coming with me?
Yeah, but this time at least, I like the fact that you have Rakan with the Rise, because Rakan goes through Realm Warp, just immediately has quickness already primed and ready to go. It feels like he can spring that trap pretty effectively. Yeah. So I do want to keep an eye, particularly how well Darkwings and who he worked together with those ultimates in this game. But just looking at everything that we've got across the board here, we do have a teleport advantage on the side of Team Liquid, since Darkwings is opting for the double mobility summoner spells with the Ghost in his mid lane Rise choice. So TL will have a little bit of extra map presence as our game goes on, but there's no summoner spell books or anything like that to add extra questions throughout the game.
Captain Canada.
Good luck, Captain Canada, says Jan, to which we receive an XD from the net.
Captain Canada. All right, let's see. Honestly, this is a good time to pull up the history here for Impact versus Team Liquid.
Okay, what do you got?
Because Impact did very well in his time on Team Liquid. Not as well against them, but this year it has been 50-50. So that's better than his all-time versus Team Liquid. And of course, he shares a lot of camaraderie with a lot of players in the LCS, because he's played in the LCS for so long.
Yeah.
And has moved around, but especially, you know, with the likes of Jan and Core JJ, of course, still on this team. And so always some friendly banter and some inside jokes as well. This is also Emily's matchup for the week.
Oh, we have a jingle for it now. I like that.
Das war, by the way, vom Stream, ne? Ich habe nichts nebenbei offen.
I didn't get the full immersion.
Holy
I think we should start to.
Das war gerade ein mieser Jumpscare, oh mein Gott.
Yeah, we got.
Wurde es in Sau nicht genervt? Doch, vor ein paar Patches, aber das war meistens gegen AP. Oh mein Gott, das war ein richtiger Jumpscare.
Calibrated correctly, as Team Liquid has their bottom lane calibrated for that
Alles voll mit
push.
Ja.
Quid's got to be careful over in mid though, knocked down 56 HP. And he's got to take his first recall. Not really ideal, I wouldn't think. Only 13 minions collected. This first purchase not going to be particularly, you know, exciting. Let's see what he decides to return to lane with. And the answer is lousy shoes. Some real crappy shoes.
Yeah, they're definitely not name brand.
No.
But We'll see if he can use them to roam, maybe.
Ich kann nichts dafür. Das war am Stream. Dann kommt sie dir nicht verkehrt aus, Stream nicht.
Teleport back. No sustain for him.
Mach mir nur Sorgen um den Javan. Keine Value haben gefühlt.
Muss
auf ein besser kommen hier, das Game.
We'll see. Jarvan wrapping around here through the back of the Raptor, back of the Dragon Pit, and Hambach looks like he's decided bot lane is the better choice.
Okay, Hambach will be the first jungler to arrive into the lane, finds his way towards this 2v2 in bottom side, but Core JJ, the heal is all he has to spend.
Das auch nicht.
2/3 of his HP.
Ja, es wird das nicht genau.
Core JJ, he immediately throws out the E towards the Jarvan to try and use
Und du gibst halt dem
it
Ding weniger Value, ne?
Closer to the tower. Hambach expecting this.
Hätte vielleicht Ari besser gefunden.
But that still gives Core JJ enough space.
Was macht der Übersetzer?
Getting stunned up now. Nice engage again by Core JJ. Sentinels has to be careful.
Was macht der Übersetzer da?
Powerful ball of stats in these melee engage style of support head to head. She can kind of just stat check anybody else. So as soon as she finds that good angle, means he and Rahel have to back up.
I do like that it's intuitive as well. If you put Leona side by side with Rakan, you would know from looking at them which is more tanky.
One is heavily armored with a shield, the other is some guy with feathers.
Full plate mail, giant like sun shield, and versus Rakan.
Versus some guy who doesn't even have a shirt.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to be able to...
No shirt versus full plate.
Yeah, it's probably not going to tank quite as much. But, however, the lack of shirt has allowed him to move briskly and dexterously across the map to make his way over to mid.
Meanwhile, Leona has also moved.
Yeah, she's clanked her way over here as well, having to walk with 100 pounds of armor on. But it looks like he still wants to see if he can get something here. It's like you said, that lack of sustain for Quid. Although he did make a second recall, he went back and got his refillable now, but it's out of sauce. And he also has your favorite item in the game, Glowing Moat, that has such incredible impact when it's in your inventory.
It really does give you a lot of confidence when it's glowing.
It certainly doesn't give any real.
It doesn't give you stats. It gives you confidence.
Just like, look, man, my inventory's not empty.
It's glowing there in your pocket. Meanwhile, Sentinels, they're going to be taking that dragon for themselves off of the mid lane push. Silas constantly getting forced back. Again, as we said, no sustain.
Auf LCS, nee, die haben wir zwischen LCS und LCS
Quick gets forced out of lane. He's got to go back to base, and that means they get the dragon. Meanwhile, top side, some friendly trading between top lane compatriots.
Yeah, Morgan goes in for the early public execution there on
Impact hier gemockt. Ja, Impact wird komplett. Oh mein Gott. Oh, großer Gott.
Throws out the Meganar, doesn't get a whole lot
of großer Gott.
Clearing the wave out of that one. So,
live
of course, that's going to favor Impact since the Meganar ulti comes back significantly more quickly. Neither one of their teleports are available, but it's also important to note that teleports are pretty desynced here in the top lane. Impact has almost 3/4 of the cooldown already gone on his. He'll have it available here shortly, while Morgan is not even halfway there. So depending on what we end up getting a fight over, that could be impactful. However, I don't really think so, considering the first Drake has already been taken by Sentinels, and we've got another 2 minutes till the Grubs are around.
Yeah, we'll see how it ends up, because you know, side lanes are going to be a pretty big factor in this game with both comps. You know, later on towards the mid stages.
Das Gold nicht bekommen für die Platte, ne?
Is the guy that replaced
auf der Gold
on Team Liquid. So there is a lot of extra, you know, extra mentality behind this matchup here. A little bit of extra incentive to do well and to win. And so far, Morgan is doing quite well, extracting a lot out of the 1v1 here. With the Ambessa versus Gnar in the early stages, getting that much of a lead, plus the turret plate, is very nice for himself. Gets the wave bouncing back right towards him into a really good spot. So Morgan definitely showing up so far.
Ooh, and meanwhile, bottom side, as soon as they have the level 6 on Yon, Core JJ takes the opportunity to jump in after Rahel before the Kai'Sa unlocks her own ultimate with the Killer Instinct. That would have done a lot more damage. You could see Yon went to prime Rahel with the W and then try to proc it with the True Shot Barrage, but Rahel is able to get out of the way of the ulti in time. Would have been a massive chunk if that would have connected, but nicely played from Sentinels to avoid disaster.
Yeah. Meanwhile, push will continue in mid lane as well. Want to see if this Ryze is going to be able to take advantage of that to roam. Realm Warp.
Mal sehen, ob Rachel hier
das
Game übernehmen kann.
Makes the look towards bottom as they're crashing a wave, and you know.
Wieder ein Silas für Teamfights, aber diesmal ist kein Gegner-Team.
Since it's just going to be the reset timers for the TL bot lane, they're going to just reset themselves anyways. So
Morgan, Lord Morgan, what are we doing, son?
Ooh, nicely done here from Impact, going in after Morgan, but now he has to be a little bit careful. Public execution from Morgan does make sure that he can return a little bit of damage to the top laner.
And it's spicy because the builds have already been started by Hambach, so with the top laners trading that heavily to get the push of the minion wave in, there's possibilities for action.
Make this up.
Timers have come up here too, but it looks like off of that push from Impact, they are going to be able to secure the first 2 for Sentinels.
Yep.
And extricate themselves from the objective.
It's just the general simple strategy for Grubs. Get the first one without your smite, secure the second one. Cool, you got 2 out of 3. If they show up, you can bail away from the pit. But now in the bottom side, this is what I was talking about. Kai'Sa trying to assassinate the Ezreal. Yon going for he misses the last Mystic shot. And Sentinels brings in the backup to make sure they get first blood.
Team game, Flowers.
Oh, guter Move von Sentinels.
It's a team game. The bot laners have been having a lot more 1v1s than usual with the supports perma roaming with the meta, but when the team does join, they get the extra. And the only price you pay is Sylas pushing on mid for 1 wave here. You know, that is going to be, you know, at least a little bit. Quid's actually going to be able to work off 2 turret plates from the mid lane, so not bad from Quid. He actually does punish a decent amount for the Rise roam, but that's the whole idea. Look at the roam. You can see on the minimap right now, very early, they're heading down. Rahel's idea the whole time, I'm just setting up, but Yon lands so much there of his skill shots that he got Rahel low enough they could go for the flash. It's just the final one does not hit the Mystic shot. He's running away.
Nice try. She's there.
I mean, it was a nice try.
Kann ich dann get a shot LCS,
you have to call the shot. Is he going to go right or left at the end with a Mystic shot? He shot left.
Irgendwie was zum Entspannen an, zum Pennen.
Unlucky, and that's first blood for Sentinels. But we do have 30 seconds on the clock until our next Dragon spawns. Sentinels did secure the first one, no contest. They got 2 out of 3 of the grubs. They're owning neutrals early on.
Also, when a play like that happens, I think the only calm you can really do is nice try.
Yeah.
That, or somebody talks about the information on the roam and like, maybe we need to call a little bit earlier that the possibility there for the Rise moving and stuff like that, or the vision control here between mid lane and bottom lane is the most critical pathway for vision to be kept up, because it is so frequent for those mid laners to roam as well as the supports making use of that pathway. So definitely a dangerous one, and Sentinel is really happy with the early stages. I mean, this is such a great start for this Sentinel.
Ist ein ruhiges Game, aber ja genau.
The Dragon and the double grubs and the gold leadoff kill.
And now CoreJJ with a quick stun onto Huhi. But worth pointing out, you could see that Darkwings completed his Rod of Ages 10.5 minutes in because he got the money from that first kill down here in bottom lane. And I think that might be very important this game because of the fact that the second dragon is spawning right now. So as long as these dragons are dying close to when they're spawning, you're going to get that Darkwings full stack power spike right around the time that the 4th Drake of the game comes online, which, you know, if Sentinels continue controlling these, that could be a soul fight.
Yeah, the extra level is crazy good for Rise, so getting it really early is quite nice. Steals the Jarvan ult.
Yep, they're trying to go in now as Darkwing's in some serious danger. Stunned up, gunned down. Yon takes the kill, gets revenge for the earlier play here. And now with the enemy mid laner out of the picture, Team Liquid has total control over this bot side river. Yes, he's hanging around, messing with the vision a little bit, but it's still Jose, Yon, and CoreJJ maintaining control. Quid still around with the stolen ultimate from Hambach's Jarvan, so there's not really a chance for Sentinels to try to step up. TL's going to secure that Ocean Drake as Quid goes in. The True Shot Barrage flies through, but Rahel and Huhi are both able to get away from the Cataclysm with a nice combo of Killer Instinct plus the Battle Dance.
And I gotta say, as the play's not even quite done yet, as long as Huki's able to get out though, that was just a large positional error from Darkwings, and that was with full information. Sentinels, they had the little vision set up on this dragon. They had the ward in the banana brush. They had the ward from mid lane as well, and so they fully saw Quid. They saw this Sylas. But Quid's able to get really easy.
Der Sylas-Pick ist halt unserious, right?
Aber ansonsten ist die okay. Quickly takes away that momentum.
Und die spielen halt sehr clean, right?
Look at these wards that we're talking about in the banana bush, in the mid lane there, and Darkwings is throwing damage at this Leona. And it's just quick
Okay,
and
der
easy
Collapse auf Dark
access
Wings.
here for Quid straight to the Rise, who has no way out.
Dadurch Comeback ist so
that
geil.
is just not respecting your opponents while you
Vor allem mit
don't
Dignitas
have your
sind immer
summoner
noch halt
spells,
nicht
and
gut.
Now he's caught by the Solar Flare. Core JJ trying to stun him up and stop him here, but Darkwings manages to escape with a Realm Warp, gets himself out of danger. But I'm not liking the pattern that we're seeing here, Kobe. Darkwings continually finding himself in these troublesome positions. Hose the Odo does not connect. The wind becomes lightning stab, so he can't try to catch up to Darkwings any further here. Rahel, Huhi, and
Quid ist auf Mitte.
all making their way over.
Sind 4 Leute
They
hier.
know that TL is overloading this bottom side, and they need to be able to stop it.
And even when you do stop it, look, you give something towards mid. So while they don't kill Darkwings this time, you know, Team Liquid are getting a lot out of punishing his cooldowns on his summoner.
Wie gut ist Darkwings? Ich finde ihn nicht schlecht, to be honest.
Extra person off the map for Sentinels, which gives up extra minion
Ich finde ihn
pressure.
nicht schlecht.
Whether it's going to be bot lane or it's going to be mid lane, depends on the rotation from
Wenn ich
Sentinels.
Midlaner ranken müsste in der
And Team
LCS, wer
Liquid
hätte
really doing a good job here towards the last couple.
wir hätten Saint, dann Quid.
It also has meant top lane, the island just kind of continues up.
Dann wahrscheinlich Loki.
You know, as soon as the Gnar does get to the steel caps, it's really safe.
Und dann ist es entweder Quad oder es ist Darkwings, aber ich mag Quad. Quad, weiß ich nicht. Weiß ich, mit Call Me finde ich nicht so gut. Und Sini ist halt auch, also.
When they both have flash, there's a
Und dann haben wir
lot
Palafox am Ende.
of either of these top laners.
Yeah, we've
Ist
got
es
the Rift
Sentinels,
spawning in
die
less
mich Rahel
than
carried oder
45
verlieren?
seconds. Morgan already has his Eclipse fully completed, so that'll be a massive
Darkwings
power spike
ist
if we get a big team
fein.
fight up there. Impact
Aber ja, also
still
dieses
putting the
Team,
pieces of Trinity Force together.
der Main Carry ist auf jeden Fall
Rahel.
Rahel.
In general, plus he went for the fully completed boots like you were just talking about. But both of our top laners do have the teleports ready to go. So if Impact needs to recall before a Herald fight, make those purchases, he can definitely get it done. Darkwings shoving up the wave here in the bottom side. Hambach and Huhi both hanging around. But now Huhi's got to be a little bit careful. Does use Grand Entrance to make an exit.
Der Onkel auf Top Lane.
A counterplay up here in the top lane at the same time. Sentinels continues walking away in the bottom side as Impact jumped on by Jose, gets the Mega Gnar into the wall after the audacious charge, throws back about half of Jose's health bar in damage as Wind becomes lightning again, will not connect with the stab. Jose won't be able to chase any further, but hey, they already got a win. That's Impact Force all the way off of the turret. He'll lose out on the wave. Morgan's going to farm some plates. TL feeling good.
Yeah, nice power move because they don't give up a weak spot on.
Und Hambach ist by the way auch sehr gut.
They are able to get the reset out and teleport over for this Rift Herald.
Oh, baby. All right, here we go. It's down to half HP by Sentinels, but Team Liquid is already arriving in time to try to contest, and immediately
guter Collapse.
goes
GG.
in with a stolen quickness. The damage onto Hambach is huge, and Core JJ's already got the first.
Laut der Herald auch noch,
He's
Game
about
Over.
to die with the projectiles in the air that chase
Das ist
him
halt clean, ne?
down.
Also
Rahel
es sollte
barely
Sentinels da
hobbling
sein, da
out.
kann man sich
Quid
drüber
goes over the
streiten,
wall,
aber
but
wie
will
die
not
collapsen,
hit
wie die
abduct
Teamfights
as
angehen, das ist
Rahel
einfach sehr
has
gut.
also flashed and cleansed. He's done everything to try to get out of this one. Quid chases, and
Fuck.
he slams the chains down on him. Darkwings now trapped underneath the turret here in a 1v3. Impact trying to provide a little bit of relief for his top laner as Morgan trades aggressively, and Quid goes in for yet another one. Just like that, Kobe. A game state that wasn't even 500 gold apart explodes, and it's Team Liquid watching fireworks.
It's the Quilus! Quid is unleashed!
Quad über Loki einmal wahrscheinlich. Loki haben wir nicht sehr viel gesehen und Quad bin ich nicht sehr
Before he
glücklich
just
mit.
wins the whole team fight for his team with the
Nicht so glücklich
engage.
mit zumindest.
Impact was walking bottom lane. Sentinels did not, you know, expect this teleport from Quid. I guess they did not, you know, pan their camera up there either. Impact's channeling his teleport now. Guess what? The fight's over before the top laners even arrive. With him engaging
Castle bei Line sah nicht sehr gut aus in den Games, die er gespielt hat. Und Impact ist halt ein Onkel. Impact musst du halt auf einem Tank punken. Dann ist okay. Plus Castle ist kein Resident, actually geht nicht. Castle ist kein Resident.
Quid is
Won't
gonna be
work.
rich now. I mean, Silas
Was sagst du,
already
brauchst zum Glück mal, um das zu reißen? Die waren bei MSI, by the way, auch gut. Die hatten halt einfach nur dieses scheiß Plane-Format. Ich glaube, die hätten Team Secret jetzt komplett geknallt. Ohne Spaß. Team Liquid ist wirklich gut. Ich gehe stark davon aus, dass das Finale Line gegen Team Liquid sein wird.
This Silas is feeling great, but you know who's also feeling great? Jan's Ezreal, man, up 2,000 gold over Rahel on the Kaisa. Trinity Force got completed a long while ago. He's got the Manamune already fully built. Will evolve into Muramana here with just 60 more stacks worth of mana stacked. It's I'm starting to struggle to see how Sentinels come back into this that doesn't involve TL goofing.
Well, maybe they just create some action in the river. Let's see what happens here.
Well, for all the action we just saw, Morgan's health bar is still looking pretty good. Flashes out of the Cataclysm now as Sentinel still trying to commit onto the top laner of TL. They finally get the shutdown, but it's going to cost him at least one. Solar Flare forces Flash out of Darkwings. Holds the Odo here with the audacious charge, ready to follow it up. Wind became lightning, assuredly that time, and Jose strikes twice.
Du weißt, das gestern war ein Kriminell, ja. Gib ihm mal Zeit, ne? Also hat der Dom auch gesagt im Interview, ich weiß nicht, ob du das gesehen hast. Der hat halt jetzt 7, 8 Monate gar kein Englisch gesprochen.
One play for Team Liquid, with Quid continuing to apply pressure in the top lane at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, Jan is on the Dream Spike, as you just said, with his 2 items compared to the 1 for Kai'Sa. And the damage follow-up there from Team Liquid was more than enough to collect the extra kills. I think we're going to have a quick one, Flowers. This one already going so heavily in their favor, and I think it's going to continue that way.
Yep, and you can see right there, it's another stolen ulti used against the man he stole it from. Impact buried with a Mega Gnar as TL sends extra back up to the top side, making sure they continue taking plates, taking kills, taking names. 8-2.
So Flowers, yesterday, when our game was very heavily going the way of one team quite early in the game, and we had Tactical up here, and we're casting with him, we started talking about the size of the dogs in the LCS.
Okay.
And the biggest of the dogs, one of them was Team Liquid, the other one was Lion.
A dog's the size of a horse.
Both of those dogs looking quite good today. I think they were appropriately sized at the top of the LCS standings. I mean, it really does feel like both of our teams that we sent to MSI, you know, this international play really did improve them. It's like a Dragon Ball Z episode where they're
hyperbolic time chamber.
They're training in the hyperbolic time chamber. They were already our 2 best teams.
Yep.
And then they also got time training.
Goku was already the main character before he went in there and got stronger.
Exactly. So, like, you set up the 2 best teams, and the 2 best teams got to go practice against all the best teams from around the world, and did very well versus them. Top 3 region, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Upon returning to the LCS here, both Team Liquid and Lion have not had any sort of hangover that people, you know, will sometimes bring up that is very possible when you go off to international competition and you're under the stress of constantly playing, constantly practicing, but doesn't seem to be
Wie viele, okay, ich schätze Frage für euch.
With Lion not having inspired.
Wir haben jetzt August. Das LPL-Jahr hat Mitte Januar angefangen, glaube 15. Januar. Wie viele Official Games hat Knight dieses Jahr? Haben zweimal Final gespielt, right? Plus gewonnen. Haben beide Internationals bisher bis zum Finale gespielt. Wie viele Official Games hat Knight dieses Jahr? Und die haben sehr viel gestompt. Nein, nicht vergessen, die haben sehr oft 2-0 gespielt, nicht 3 Games und so.
And the clock reads 21 minutes. It's Baron time. TL, 7,000 gold ahead. It's about to be around 8,500 or so as soon as they secure this objective. Nobody on the Sentinel side can do anything about
nicht
it.
serious.
Quid will teleport down to the bottom lane to guarantee that Impact doesn't get anything in return as the Baron is claimed. There's the 8,500 I was talking about, and now you've got 3 minutes of hell for Sentinels as they try to endure the Team Liquid push.
Oder 140 Official Games dieses Jahr. Jetzt lass mich mal vergleichen. Caps hat, by the way, 110 Games. Aber 30 Games mehr, das ist so insane. Und die haben, by the way, so viele... Die haben so viele 5-Game-Series gehabt.
Yeah, man.
Well, Impact. That's his own personal hell right there.
Yup, it's getting a little toasty down here in the bottom lane.
140 Official Games.
Team Liquid, they have a 5v4 now for the next 35 seconds. They've got everybody grouped up down here in the bottom lane, except for Morgan, who's applying that second point of pressure over.
Ja, Faker hat auch 130, 137 Games.
Figure out how to hold the line here. True Shot Barrage takes 40% of Rahel's health bar all the way away, as Jan and the rest of TL just going to push up, brute force their way way into the base.
Wie viel hat Bottom PM im Vergleich? Gib mir mal einen Bottom PM-Spieler. Senkux.
Morgan was right there to guarantee that Sentinels wouldn't be able to try to do anything to stop
Senkux has 40
Now
Official
they're
Games.
their attention over to the mid lane right thereafter. The minions are still doing plenty of work, chipping away at this bottom inhib. Quid stays nearby to keep them enchanted. Now they're going to knock down Tier 3 mid.
Und erneut, ihr müsst überlegen, na, BLG, die haben komplett geknallt das ganze Jahr über. Also die haben so viele 2-0s und 3-0s im Best of 5 und so. Allein deren Playoff-Run jetzt in Split 2 war so.
Right here, it's already one kill. Make it two is who he drops. Team Liquid are bloodthirsty, and Sentinel's got a whole lot of blood still to spill. Team Liquid, though, forces them all the way back into the fountain. Sentinel's in a 3v5. There's not a lot to do. Impact wants to try to teleport in there just for the extra shield. Jumps in the middle of everyone, gets a 3-man Mega Gnar, but it is not enough for even a single
kill for
JJ with a Protoplasm Harness, healing himself up, and now Yon goes godlike, Rahel goes down, Sentinel
Ja,
all dead.
Die sind fucking insane. 23 Minuten Stomp, by the way, und bei Minute 10 ist noch nichts passiert, oder bei Minute 8 oder sowas war noch nichts passiert. Die sind insane as fuck.
3.5-minute game in 2026, Flowers?
Yup.
That is hard to do with all these turret plates and everything. All right, I hope that the analysts are ready for the toss because Sentinels were not ready for the loss.
Ready or not, here we come. Go.
We're always ready for the toss.
I'm not ready.
Rest, pull your pants up. Get dressed.
I'm checking my zipper.
I mean, holy crap, that was an absolute stomp from all angles by Team Liquid.
It looked good at the early game. I was like, okay.
It was subdued early game.
Yeah, subdued early game. Rise got to play bot. I was like, okay.
No real advantages for Sentinels.
Nein, Blabber ist actually horrible.
Immediately.
I mean, this is
Also, Blabber ist genuinely horrible. Es ist für mich ein Rätsel, wie dieser Typ noch einen Job hat. Es ist fucking crazy, dass du dir, also, na, ich fahr jetzt, also, dass du dir halt 2 Substitutes holst und keiner davon ist mit Jungle. Das finde ich absurd.
So, we don't know the full results.
We don't know.
I voted Quid.
I
Yon had a
voted
really
Quid.
good game.
I gave it to Yon.
Yeah, Raz gave it to Yon.
Okay.
Chat spamming their votes.
I feel like everyone's going to go. Because Quid had, in terms of just like eye-popping plays, that Herald fight with the Recon ulti, just like steamrolled, or at least the early part of that fight.
Yeah, well,
in terms of consistency, there was for Yon.
Yeah, for me, Team Liquid from playoffs all the way into MSI to now has really like re-unlocked Quid.
Yeah.
Because he was a previous MVP. Everyone thought he was a big acquisition of the offseason. It was kind of whatever early on in the year.
You're the only Yon vote.
Das war sein Zoom vom
responsibility for this. We were talking about our player of the game votes. We're like, we call it a voting block.
Yeah.
When there's more of us than
Nein, sollte versuchen, Yukino zu bekommen, glaube ich, nach dem Jahr.
a little bit of power. So
Some power.
It didn't sound like
Ich
you
verfolge
actually
Yukino
had
gerade
one
nicht
of
in IRL,
Yeah.
wie die sich anstellen, aber ja.
Just to give the casters some freedom.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they chose Quid.
Ich würde versuchen, Yukino zu bekommen für dieses Jahr.
Could have been.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Could
have been.
But like at the end of the day, like Quid just played out of his mind.
Wer ist ein
And
bisschen
last
Team
week
gehabt, okay.
Was the
Ja.
same thing.
Fair enough.
Complete
Yeah.
snowball off of his lock play.
Wisst ihr, was auch geil
And
wäre?
Syndra,
Richtig,
and then he goes into this
nochmal
week,
dieses
immediately
Abo-Ziel
starting off
machen
this play.
tatsächlich.
I think so much of the
Aber morgen live ungefähr, ich habe keine Ahnung. Ich werde mir morgen früh keinen Wecker stellen.
The setup has been there.
Letzte Woche habe ich gesagt 12.
Absolutely been there.
Letzte Woche habe ich 12 gesagt, dann wurde es 2. Ich will keine Versprechen machen. Also ich werde mir keinen Wecker stellen. Ich werde zum Sport gehen und dann komme ich live. Keine Ahnung. Später als 13 Uhr wird es wahrscheinlich. Gehe ich stark von aus, wird es nicht.
I have some fun stats for you.
I'm ready for the. They better be fun.
His last 5 games on Silas.
Das Larry, danke für den 19. Dankeschön.
He's 5-0.
Wenn wach, dann wach. Ja, ich sag mal, ich stelle mein Sleep Cycle Ding auf
Yeah.
so 10:30 Uhr spätestens, weil wir relativ spät ins Bett, also wir kommen relativ früh ins Bett, dann wahrscheinlich, aber
To your
ja.
Jose point, Jose nearly won MVP in spring.
Yes.
Before they lost towards the end of the split.
It was
And I
my
felt
vote.
like
Muss
in
überlegen, ob
those
ich morgen irgendwas noch
games,
machen muss,
he
bevor ich
was
live
playing
komme.
well, but he was kind of
ich
playing
nicht.
his own game. So
Yes.
he'd get fed, and then it was hard to have the team actually get to victory. And I feel like what they've been doing since the playoffs has been Jose playing more for Quid. So
Yeah.
even when Jose is playing extremely well, Quid is the one that gets to manifest that strength.
Yeah, and I think I like what you brought up there in terms of
Kann ich außerdem Rüdiger Rammel empfehlen, na, wenn ich offline gehe. Ich werde zu Kroko rüber raiden, aber ich kann euch Rüdiger Rammel wirklich ans Herz legen. Was spielen wir dann morgen? Ja, hoffentlich bin ich morgen entbannt, ne? Ansonsten habe ich mir auf Steam gekauft ein Genshin Impact Ding, aber ohne den Gacha-Aspekt. Das habe ich mir gekauft. Das heißt, wenn ich nicht entbannt bin, schauen wir das ja an.
But then just ends up taking over the fight. I just love how well thought out this was, right? Like, he already has the recon ult, he backs, he bases, you're looking for angles to challenge this Herald.
Warum bist du bannt? Weil die da oben was gegen meine Kamel haben. Die Opfer. Aber Abschlussticket geschrieben. Sollte passen.
To the end of the play.
Yeah, I didn't even know where he ended up getting that stolen recon ult until that point. And even last week, he had a really good TP on his lock to be able to find a play off of.
Ja, Plan für die Woche wahrscheinlich wird sein.
I think the setup has been good. Anytime they find an angle, they'll just get a solid.
Zu überlegen, wie machen wir es mit also morgen bis so circa mal 12 bis Mitternacht. Dienstag 12 bis Mitternacht. Und dann ab Mittwoch ist wieder 10 bis Mitternacht wahrscheinlich. Donnerstag dann 9 bis Mitternacht. Freitag 9 bis Mitternacht und dann Wochenende 9 bis halt LCS vorbei. Das ist der Plan für die Woche. So circa. Ich kenne es sogar. Das Problem ist nur, dass ich halt das andere Spiel gekauft habe. Das ist das Problem. So Farmer-Ding, ich weiß. So Farm ist und dann irgendwie muss nachts noch einen Job machen. Das Problem ist nur, ich habe schon auch für Worlds habe ich das dann gekauft oder vorbestellt schon. Also ich habe schon gekauft. Das hier kommt am 23. Oktober raus während Worlds. Das hier wird dann da gespielt. Ich kann jetzt kurz die Schedule machen, warte mal, drauf schauen. Schedule 12 Uhr. Notarial fanden wir das Gacha nach 2 Stunden in der E33. Ja, ich glaube, aber E33 spare ich mir für Dinge auf, für Worlds auch. Weil Anfang Worlds ist noch nichts. So, dann ist Dienstag, habe ich gesagt, 12 Uhr und da ist dann 17 Uhr Prime League. PM-Kostüm, da ist außerdem Derby. Mittwoch ist Sino LCK. Bros was Nongshim. Oh Gott. Das Hanwha gegen Genji. Boah. Fett. Mittwoch, dann Donnerstag ist ab 9 Uhr LPL. Ist Must Play Speed Gaming, ja. Also, wie gesagt, das habe ich mir wirklich vorgenommen. Für Worlds. Das wird passieren. Das wird passieren.
welcome everyone and congratulations on your week 1 player of the week, Quid. You are steamrolling. You go to MSI, you 3-0 K-Corp, then you come back, you take out Cloud9. How has it been on your side?
It has been pretty good. We learned a lot from MSI. We enjoyed that.
Quickfire's cool.
Like during the moment, and I think our team has been pretty positive, and yeah, we're just being happy with each other.
I mean, you guys look incredibly coordinated, and you've been on fire personally. So, you got Player of the Week. You know how this game runs?
Yeah.
All right, then I'm gonna count you down in 3, 2, 1. Go. How to stop Lock from snowballing? Because Cloud9 could stop you.
Win hard in lane.
Oh, that's all it takes? Okay. Cloud9 has to make a choice. APA or Loki. What would you choose?
Oh.
I'm sure you're friends with both, especially with APA.
APA.
There it is. Tips on beating K-Corp. What do you have to do?
Play better than them.
You made it look easy, okay. Top 3 mids right now in the LCS. You can include yourself as well.
Saint, Quid, Quad.
Like those options?
Wow, that's quite kind of
rate Jan's mages, because now 80 carriers are starting to play mages here.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, rate it out of 10. It's tough, isn't it? You can flame if you want.
I would say 6.
Okay, what does he need to do to improve?
Play a little bit safer.
What's the worst and best part of the current meta?
Current meta. There's more action in this meta, more than like just no more ADC, laning.
Okay, Schedule ist fertig. Ich zeig's euch kurz.
Support lump to mid a lot.
A lot.
I don't really get to lane.
That's actually crazy. What's your thoughts on the matchup going against your former coaching Golden Glue?
Approximate Dates, also morgen, wie gesagt, 12 bis, was weiß ich, 14 Uhr. Auch hier 12 bis 14 Uhr.
All right, that's all we need to hear. Congratulations one more time on the Player of the Week. And good luck in the matchup.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody, to the LCS for what is our last series of the weekend and potentially our last game of the weekend. If this one goes like that last one did, it's TL versus Sentinels. We got Big Dokes joining us here for the TriCast on this next one now. Game number 1, Dokley, even when you walked in here, you were like, yeah, you had other obligations behind the scenes you were having to do. You got to see the start of the game. It was pretty close for a while. And then you seemed shocked when Kobe was like, man, it ended at 23 minutes.
Yeah, I was actually surprised I got pulled in. I was like, wait, I was just watching. It was an even game. And then right away, it just ended. So very fast-paced.
Well, you see, the 2 teams playing didn't give us enough content in the first game, so we decided we got to bring Dokes on to give us some more content here.
That's why I'm here
in this series. And we'll see if it does end up going the other way, or if Sentinels can bounce back. You know, hopefully they can. I think maybe we approach this draft and we add you to Sentinels. You're going to be their 6th person to try and help them come back
Golden
in
Glue
the
definitely
series.
needs all the help he can get with the draft. So let's try to predict what he's going to pick here.
Yeah, your shiny Golden Glue card did nothing in game number 1, by the way.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that card was a fake reprint from like a knockoff seller in a warehouse somewhere. That was not good. But we have Vi, Nocturne, Cassio banned out by TL. Jason the Akali banned out by Sentinels. Sentinels taking the first pick, and they're going to deny the Jose Diodo Lee Sin by picking it for Hamba.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Dokla, how do you guys view Jose's Lee Sin? Is that like a never give it to him, or we could work around it?
You know, he's definitely proven that he's extremely good at Lee, so probably just I'm on the more side of never give it to him. And yeah, or just take it away, and I think that's what Sentinels has the plan of just, you know, if you can't beat it, just take it away. And it's still a strong champ in the meta, so
I feel like
he's
always
going to be able to play it as well.
Dang, he already picked it. I was going to say, I feel like he always goes to Fury after Lee is picked. You know, they talked about it a lot where they really like him on champions that can snowball, that can like invade and stuff. And Fury's really good with it. And it's also just good versus Lee Sin.
I don't know why they would ban Akali if they plan on picking Lee Sin, because now if you're playing into Ori Neferi, you don't have a champ that can...
Yeah, you want to pressure her.
Yeah, and Lee Sin's going to be good into Akali in the game, so... you know, this is where I mean golden glue drafting. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, Galio's good. I mean,
the Dokla roast.
I love it. Roast love.
It's all love. It's all love. I like him. That's why I'm just roasting.
Yeah, I know.
He's good.
He can take it. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. Galio makes sense here into the Ori.
Super.
Gives you a bit of tankiness in the mid lane.
Yeah.
And Impact going to be playing the Rumble here. And Mbessa is out.
Yorick ist auch super. On Yorick, beide super.
So I'm curious to see what Morgan will pick here.
Yeah, you know, with them...
I mean, if it was up to me, I mean, Olaf looks pretty good in my head, but they do have a bit of mobility. So I'm not sure. I think a tank makes sense here because they have double AP soul lane, so they don't really have a great way to burst you.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go, a tank. Cassante or Ornn, lock it in.
I feel like we've been saying for maybe like 2 years now, every time Rumble gets picked, we're like, well, Galio and Ornn are good takes.
Or you can pick Cassante, Kainic Rooker, and Wowee. Yeah, that's kind of been it forever.
Never before seen matchup. I wonder how this is going to go.
But it's not your favorite. You would prefer the Olaf here because they also have the Galio.
I think Cassante would be the best tank since it gives you a bit more damage as well as a stronger lane phase than the Ornn. But Ornn is fine. It gives you really good scaling. Right now, I think Sentinels is on the clock because they're going to get outscaled, so they need to pick champs that can stack dragons, at least in the bot lane, and try to get this game in the mid game and where they have a gold lead and try to win through team fights in mid game. Because if it goes late, then I don't really see how they're going to win.
Yeah, we saw the bottom lane for Sentinels struggling in game number 1. They were losing out in the 2v2 skirmishes, and then the Kai'Sa that they pick into the enemy Ezreal ends up losing the 1v1 against the Ezreal and ends up needing help. It all kind of just, the parts fell apart.
Well, this is where you need the goldfish memory.
Alle back in LCS. Fucking großes. Wie lief seine Solo-Queue?
That game, and don't bring that bad karma into
nebenbei ein
game
bisschen
2
offen
here.
für
Fresh
Watchstick.
mindset, and try to get the best bot lane matchup you can, because you're definitely going to need to play around bot lane for sure this season.
Yeah, so if you're on Sentinels, and you are,
correct.
Our 6th man.
What bottom lane do you want for Rahel and Huhi? You know, I think the Caitlyn...
Sayarakan ist ziemlich gut für Team Liquid Stand jetzt. Sivir ist auch gut. Sivir ist auch gut momentan. Mit Akali.
Here, but you know, I'd like a champ with some mobility, because they do have the Orianna and the Fury combo.
Sivir super. Das Problem ist, wenn du jetzt Sivir... Boah, was pickst du jetzt hier? Alles auf 4? Sivir auf 5?
That can get out of the combo. That's kind of where my head
was. Sayarakan ist ja nicht am Ende bereit.
Alles auf 4? Is also out, so...
Yeah, and those are like the good AD carries, Zanya's builders.
Yeah.
Corki könnte auch Corki spielen. Sie wird auch Corki als eine. Dieses Nafiri so High Prime Pro Player hat extrem, die spielen Kallis Renata. Haben extrem viel Damage. Ich glaube, Kallis Renata hat insanely viel Damage. Super viel Lane Prio.
Pressured in team fights because Ornn, Neferi, and Orianna, and he's going to be pressured in lane because he's against a Kalista. So that seems tough.
Yeah, I mean, I would drop lobby right now if this was a scrim because I don't really see the value of picking Galio plus Rumble. I think you should just 5P your top in this case because the tank value is too high already. But let's hold off on that up until the game gets played out.
Jin.
Bro, how
Jin, wie wollen die gewinnen? Wie wollen sie gewinnen, by the way? Wie wollen sie gewinnen? Galio Jin.
Positive mindset here on Sentinel's side, okay? Well, let's keep the
Wie willst du gewinnen?
Okay.
It's already locked in, so we can't change it now. We're committing.
Impact is going to kill the Ornn early with the Rumble and the Lee Sin's going to gank from them. Maybe that's the time that you kill the Ornn flowers. They're like really early in the game, maybe.
Okay. Wie wollen sie gewinnen, bitte?
Okay.
I mean,
ist eigentlich immer Jungle? Ja.
I'm trying to be positive here, and I don't really see too many. They have 4 melee comp into a pretty short-range comp that TL wants to play into, where it's like Kalista can hit pretty much every target she wants. Ornn's going to be able to CC a lot of people that are melee. So obviously, I'm going to say TL has the better draft here, but we still have a full game to play, and it's not over yet. Like, I don't want to say it's over yet.
Das Game ist komplett
But he'll
over.
for sure have the advantage from the draft.
Nach vielen weil du Lane Pro sagtest, sehr hohe,
holographic golden glue cards, you would probably sell them off before the result of the game.
Hey guys, it's still a game to be played here.
Okay. All right, so then
we're going to switch it now. Here you go, Flowers.
Yeah, so what I'm going to say then is obviously I feel like we have a consensus here on the desk that Team Liquid won the draft and they won it pretty solidly. So what is the play then from Sentinels if you're playing into this powerful scaling, if you're playing into this difficult composition? How do you navigate those very few opportunities to make this really get off the ground?
Well, while TL does have a stronger scaling, like still early in mid-game, it's still contestable here by Sentinel, so it's really up to them to snowball, get a good fight at Grubs, get a good swap timer with the Rumble, and try to stack the Dragons, because they did have double counterpick in bot lane, so hopefully that can get you some sort of advantage. And mid lane is also a counterpick, even though the lane is roughly even. I mean, you're just going to have to set up ganks here and use this Lee Sin well, and just move around the map and try to cosplay Jose Diodo on the Lee Sin here and try to get a goal lead going and make a montage.
So a lot of pressure on Hambach individually then to really get the maximum
value. Yeah, they first pick the Lee Sin, you know,
the
game is for sure going to ride on him, and he's going to have to play well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. We're back on the Rift here, game number 2. Remember, our first game ended with a final score of 15-2, 23 minutes into the game. Team Liquid with a dominant victory. Sentinels, like Dokla said, it's time to engage the goldfish memory, flush all that away. We don't need to worry about that. Game number 2 is a new chance to bring this one all the way, try to bounce back.
Well, I've got some positive graphics for you then that can lead into your story here. Maybe we'll take down the Impact one and we'll put up the Hambach one. Because you have the magnifying glass on the Lee Sin for Hambach. He had a really good week 1. He had an outstanding week 1. Jose also had a fairly good week 1, but Hambach was really on fire for Sentinels and definitely did deliver there for them. So when they need him a lot in this game, maybe he can create some action there with the Lee Sin.
He is going for some creative pathing already, starting Raptors into Wolves, probably going Gromp and then looking for a level 3 timer. I mean, the level 1 as an alley lane, you know, you're not going to be winning from this position. So
Nafiri, also basically, Nafiri stark early, mid und late. Also starke Early Game Jungler, scaled gut. Nafiri ist ziemlich stark in Skirmishes, aber sie so viel Damage hat. Nafiri hat ihren W, was mit einer der OPsten Spells im Game ist. Also einfach nur diese Invulnerability. Super OP, Nafiri hat quasi engaged. Nafiri hat super starkes 2v2, hat starkes 3 gegen 3, hat starkes Objective Taking durch ihre Doggies, die unter anderem den Drake tanken können oder auch den Nash. Items sind sehr gut auf ihr. Ja, that's it. Starkes Ganken.
And have an altered path here for Hambach, especially on a champion like Lee.
Champion macht einfach alles sehr gut.
In you know, a setup here with a draft where you really feel like they do need to change up what the expected early plays are going to be, maybe that's going to be their angle.
Right now, a bit of a slow early game, kind of how it was game 1.
Sie kann alles und ist nichts Schlechtes zusammengefasst. Genau, sie ist einfach Jack of all trades momentan. Deswegen beispielsweise ein Tarzan wird sie momentan in jeder Series in Game 1 einlocken, wenn er die Möglichkeit hat.
Yeah, Quid could be in some danger. Hambach closes the gap rather quickly. Flash away from the taunt comes out from Quid, but Hambach still got Resonating Strike ready to go. And there it is, first blood for Sentinels. They even get it through the flash of Quid. Yes, it costs Hambach's flash, but they're feeling good about that on the Sentinel side.
And the Hambach
there go. Yeah. Unexpected jungle pathing leads to Quid getting surprised by the gank. Loses flash on it as well, so it's going to be a good setup for Galio, who can just flash taunt and look for repeat gank. So it's really up to mid jungle right now to get more of a lead, press his advantage here that Sentinels already got.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely huge for Darkwings. He had sustained a lot of damage and was out of sustain. He didn't have any extra money for sustain, but he did
der Übersetzer wird geknallt. Ja, aber also.
So that was quite nice.
Raffi. Bin gedacht, werden hier auf der Wave.
Well, down here in bottom side though, Alistar is not having a whole lot of fun.
Müssen basen, weil sie wissen auch, dass die Sin nicht da sein kann.
As you can see though, it is another game. This is now 4 AD carry picks between these two in 2 games, which normally is something that in the past would sound very normal to say, but not in the current iteration of League of Legends.
They've defied the mages all summer long, last week as well.
Yeah, Right put a call out saying, you know, we're nerfing the mages, and then everyone's scared and starting to go back to the AD carries here, you know. I think everyone's preparing for the meta shift again, and everyone's getting a little bit of an early jump on it.
Yeah, I was actually talking to you a little bit early before the game started too. Do you get happy when you see them in patch notes say, oh, hey, you know, we're going to buff up some AD carry champions in a couple ways to try and help out with the mage's bottom lane? As a top laner, are you like,
I'm like,
yes,
that's great for me. Every time I actually read the Varus changes, I'm like, wait a minute, isn't this just better for on-hit Varus top? Like, everyone forgotten about this, and it continues to always be better for. Oh, here we go.
He flashing in, looking to set this play up. A lot of damage for JJ, who tries to flash out. Hambach's already got the kill as he tries to continue his escape. But it's Sentinels again coming out on top, 1 for 0 thus far when they want to get even more. Call the pack from Jose Dioto to deny the damage there from Resonating Strike. Yon with the sidestep on the Deadly Flourish here too, as he's still hanging on with about 200 HP. But it's Sentinels now with 2 good plays before 5 minutes.
That was beautiful setup right there. The combo into the Deadly Flourish right there to lock him up as Hambach is coming down the lane. Another Lee Sin play for you, Dokes.
Right, I mean, that's exactly what they need to do. Ali, that's exactly how he can lane. You know, just flash pulverize. Can't really outplay that unless you're just completely God. So good setup here, and this is exactly what Sentinels need to do to, you know, like this, get to the mid game, sack some dragons, and fight before you get completely outscaled.
All right.
So they're in a good spot right now, and let's see if they can keep it up.
Well, there is still, despite the fact that play worked out in the bottom lane, both kills have gone so far to Hambach. The Lee Sin has been the main beneficiary. Yon is still up individually over Rahel because of the lane dominance that he and Core JJ have had. But now Hambach and Darkwings in the enemy jungle, trying to put the pressure on the Jose himself. They're going to steal away the Gromp. Feels really good about that. Hambach, Hambach will just be level 6. He does not have his smite, though, and Jose Dioto is ready with a smite of his own. Warnhorn is summoned up. Hambach knocked up.
Wow, Morgan.
And Morgan's ready to follow it, but the equalizer has been delivered. Hambach staying alive for now. Impact makes his way down into the fight, and Morgan gets cooked. It's a 1-for-1. Hambach dies, but Morgan's the trade.
Yeah, I mean, they have the Alistar roam timer here, so supports are on the opposite sides of the map right now. Maybe Core can do something. No, it's a teleport back from Huhi as well, so he covers his own play. Goes to help with the invade, and then can just teleport right back.
Damn, I'm really surprised Lee Sin actually died there. That was really close. I thought the Triumph might have been able to save him here in this fight, but Morgan did an excellent job of trying to help out on this blue buff and hit every bit of his CC.
Das war sehr sick von Morgan, der flasht gleich die hier ein.
And Lee Sin does have the item advantage here, so he wants to fight, but Morgan with the great ult, flashy, can't juke out of anything here.
Sah natürlich super fancy aus, weil auch die Galio die cancelt damit.
Lee Sin is focused. Orianna also hits a shockwave, so everything landing here on Team Liquid's side to take the Lee Sin down and make it a 1-for-1.
Yeah, barely gets him there because and actually jungle getting kill credit is even.
Wait, was it even a 1-for? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a 1. Okay. It was Jose's Darkened Dagger over the wall that finished off the last little bit of HP on Hambach.
Him getting kill credit is actually quite nice here. You mentioned their combo earlier with the Nefiri and the Orianna combo. That one is extremely dangerous, and especially if he gets ganked right now by it.
Yep, there we go. Hound's Pursuit jumping in after Darkwings. Call the pack to make sure he can continue that chase forward. Darkwings with a flash out, though. The little hot dogs can't chase him down for far enough. He gets away with barely any HP.
I mean, that's honestly a pretty good trade because Nefiri won't have ult for these grubs here. So honestly, using your flash to get the ult down, and then if you can secure the grubs off this advantage here, pretty good play by Darkwings to be able to survive that and then come back in lane and still be fine. So up to Sentinels now to just pressure this lead and keep the game going.
Yeah, how are you rating them right now? Because so far they've
Also Pre-Nerf wäre auf jeden Fall tot gewesen, natürlich, ne?
I think they're doing good.
Kann man sagen.
I don't know how the
Pre-Nerf wäre tot.
This big of a disparity here. But besides that, we're in a decent spot. I don't know about giving these grubs here. I feel like you should try to match since you definitely have the ult advantage in this fight, but they're electing to stack.
Top lane ist fine, bot lane ist 30 zerstört. Ja, 25.
So now it's up to them to almost stole that one, but now it's hopefully we get to Soul and can win the game off the Soul fight.
Darkwings tried to steal both Grub 1 and Grub 2 away with Winds of War. Slightly late on the first Grub, slightly ahead on the second Grub. So Jose manages to play patient and accurate enough to get all 3 Grubs, traded for that first Drake that Hambach was
trading pattern.
Time. But yeah, the bottom lane CS is a bit of a problem. It's 4 waves worth of minions that is the lead for Jan here on this Kalista. Should be able to make quite a menace of himself once we start to get to the larger fights. Jan is the only
fucking insane, perfect
spaced individually on the Team Liquid side, while the largest leads for Sentinels remain for Impact and for Hambach. However, you can see that you've already got the Spectre's Cowl there in the inventory for Morgan, so halfway to the Kanik Rookern, and we all know once that item comes online, the trades with the AP top laners are kind of just like whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, still a very solid gold lead here for Impact. 800 gold in this lane is very, very good. So he's doing quite well in this lane, and it's going to be up to him once he hits that Leandries to try to help this rest of the map out, because right now 1v1 is going fine for him, but potential gank happening. Oh, just okay. I'm going to take the base here, yeah.
That's volles Item, oder?
Yeah, that was good. It got me. I was like, oh, what's going on?
Dann ist nur Import. Naja, Hui ist seit über 10 Jahren in NA. Dark Wings ist NA-born. Impact ist seit über 10 Jahren in NA. Weil wo ist die Definition, weißt du, also wann ist man kein Import mehr?
I think it makes sense to go first strike because there's really not.
Keine Ahnung.
You're not really going to get him, so just get the gold. You can also take the cashback ruin, so you can build a gold lead just off buying items. So you just want to maximize how.
Ja, mit dem Borg-Bild. Nee, das ist Skin so first, oder? Oder? Ich weiß nicht.
Try to engage onto Core JJ, but that's not a valuable target when Fate's Call is ready to go. Jan continues tossing spears further and further forward as Hambach wants to go for the kick on Jose Diodo, but call the pack immediately resets his position, but now TPs are arriving.
Guckt, oder? Wo ist die Granate-Ulti?
Impact looking for a little bit of damage, but he's in danger now. Turns the Electro Harpoon back onto Jose. Not quite going to
Ulti, wait, fuck for Team Liquid, oder?
Up with a heroic entrance. Bail out on Morgan, but they can't get a kill to save him. Hambach's going to go ahead and grab the first kill. A nice shockwave.
Oh mein Gott.
Hambach tries to flash away, but he's still dead. Nice 3-man knockout from Huhi as Jose Diodo tries to dodge bullets, but it's a double kill back to Rahel Jin. Sentinels come out on top, 3 for 1. They've got blinking health bars, but close to Sentinels is up 2,000 gold.
What a team fight by Sentinels. It looked really iffy in the start, but they trust their mechanics. I'll play this fight.
Jetzt erst, was wir Regeln haben, naja, also offiziell Import sind nur Hambach und Rahel.
It is huge, and Huhi saw the angle to like re-engage and get the combo onto Jan. But take us through the beginning of the fight.
Yeah, I mean, fight starts, Ali's already ulted, and the TPs come in, and Impact lands a 3-man ult here, buys the time, baits out a bunch of cooldowns that brings Team Liquid forward into the fight, and Gala's able to ult the lead.
Ja, Team Liquid sollte outscalen.
The fight is just, everyone just play well from this point on, and Sentinel definitely hit the outplay here. So close from both sides. 3-man
Ringe schon Hui.
Ooh, these snipes were
Ist
really
man nach
good.
Zeit X,
Flashing.
Amerika hat ein Green Card heißt das, so Arbeitsvisum quasi. Und dann bist du kein Import mehr. Aber Hui zum Beispiel ist ja einfach amerikanischer Staatsbürger inzwischen.
I think he probably said the same thing again right there.
I was going to say, replay those comms. He's getting an Alistar from behind his tower. Now, Lee Sin is still behind his tower, but just taking away the Grom.
Yeah, so the gold lead, you know, shrank a bit on the 80 carry, where Jen was able to
Wenn der Faker mit einer Green Card als Non-Import spielt, korrekt,
ja.
Aber eine Green Card bekommst du ja nicht direkt. Dauert auch, aber ich weiß nicht genau, was der Prozess da ist.
Sure, they're going to go fight over that for sure. And let's see if they can execute like last fight, because they're going to need to keep fighting like this and keep outplaying to have a chance to win.
Yeah, do you think they're still on the projected
I think they're on pace right now. Obviously, if Jin was a little bit ahead, had one item right now, you know, it'd be happier, but
ja, viel Gold ist halt auf dem Rumble, ne? Mal sehen, ob der carryen kann.
It's definitely playable, and you can definitely win from this position.
Okay, well, he just picks up his Hex Optics now. So maybe they'll be able to keep on pace. Dragon is coming pretty quickly here, Flowers.
Yep, we've also got the Kanik Rookern fully purchased now for Morgan. Going in with the call of the Forge God. Remember, Impact has no flash after that big bottom lane play. So when Team Liquid throws the whole kitchen sink into the top lane, they are guaranteed to get there, man. I feel like this was the counterplay.
Das 3 Grubbies halt, ne? Dass jetzt morgen Bot schicken, du hittest Top Lane, vielleicht den zweiten Drake, bekommst du 5 Plates.
We don't want to fight them in open ground, so overload top side instead. Pick up the free kill. Jose Diodo prowling around the jungle, looking to grab whatever else he might be able to find. Trades a bit of blows back and forth with Dark Wings here, as Sentinels will be able to acquire themselves that next Drake uncontested, but at the same time, Yawn getting plenty of money, getting turret plates up here in the top lane, trying to remain accelerated on the Kalista.
And we talk about this a ton when we're talking about Lion, actually, Dokla, where, you know, if you're the team, you have some pretty good scaling. You guys are very frequently very okay with like giving up some of these mid dragons, and when enemy team is going to take dragon, you're gonna, you know, send 4 top or something like that. Is this?
Yeah, this is a great macro rotation here. Punish the no flash on the rumble.
Jetzt swappen sie wieder zuerst, das ist geil.
Definitely, you know,
sehr geil von TL.
For this second dragon, you're not going to lose a game over second dragon. It doesn't make sense here. Ori didn't even have 1 item in the fight, so just good play by Team Liquid. Punish the no flash. Got the bounty.
Jetzt theoretisch wieder auf ihn gehen, by the way, die haben Kalista Ulti. Kann sein, dass er wieder tot ist.
Team Liquid understanding what their win con is. Just get the gold.
Wenn er oversteht.
Game. You can fight the soul fight if you have enough gold, even if you're in a
bit of a deficit.
So
anscheinend.
Just good understanding by Team Liquid of how they want to play their comp out.
Follow-up question. Has it changed at all when Inspired's not here and you guys are constantly fighting 24/7 every lane 1v1ing people?
I think we're definitely taking a bit more risk in that sense. For sure, a bit more loose, and you know, it gives us a bit more freedom. Yeah, and it's regular season too, you know, so just see what works and what doesn't work.
I respect it. Yeah. Well, Hambach's seeing if this angle might work here in mid. Once again, eyes on the Orianna. Quid's flash only has a little bit of that cooldown timer left before it's ready to go, and that's what Hambach is trying to play around. Hit him before the flash is available once more.
Ja,
staying safe enough. He will not find himself vulnerable to that. Hambach is an entire level of ahead, excuse me, of Jose Diodo right now. Level 11 with the level 2 Dragon's Rage. Jose Diodo has only just ticked over to level 10 on his Nefiri, and the Rift Herald is ready to go. Jose going to go ahead, secure the Scuttle Crab first, begin the objective himself. But as soon as Hambach shows up, Jose's got to be careful here. Dark and Dagger hits, Sonic Wave does not. But again, Hambach still with a full level feels stronger.
Yeah, and they have different.
Momentan ist also Hambach ist insanely strong.
So gives Alistar here some possibilities of roaming to the sides, whereas Core JJ is really linked to the Kalista.
Yeah, I think Team Liquid also want to.
Ja, hier entweder diven, Botlane oder basen.
For this Rift Herald, with their bot lane and bot side, and Sentinels trying to match, not giving the full trade opportunity, while also trying to contest this Rift Herald in top.
Jose Diodo is like a dog constantly sniffing something he's not supposed to get into with this Rift Herald. He keeps going over there, thinking about it. The rest of the team says, no, get away from that. As Sentinels now seeing what might go down here in the top lane. Just a little bit of a trade back and forth with Morgan versus Dark Wings. Not really a whole lot of damage is going to happen either way in that head-to-head. But this top lane Tier 1 turret for Sentinels is barely hanging on.
Geiler Map-Move. Hier in die Botlane-Wave, laufen into Mitte. Quid läuft Top-Lane, das ist richtig geil. Das ist richtig geiles Makro. Richtig geiles Makro hier gerade. Wirklich. Insane. Jetzt gehen sie Top-Lane-Turret damit. Geil, jetzt kann Morgan basen, Botlane laufen.
And the squad of Team Liquid that has forced down this first turret.
Und das kannst du theoretisch überlegen, ob du Herald forcen willst, aber ich würde dagegen empfehlen. Ne?
Before, shrank down to half that now, as it will reinflate just a little bit as Impact is left on his own here in the bottom side. Hambach making that play on Yawn here in mid. Nice kick to set it up. Hambach's going to take the kill. Bottom lane Tier 1 turret will remain alive thanks to a TP coming out from Morgan, and it's going to be a 2-man play. Quid arrives first down here as the Call of the Forge God summons up. Impact flashes, but he flashes still in range of the second half.
Ich glaube, auch Quid ist nicht davon ausgegangen.
However, Quid didn't have the positioning to be able to hit him with the shockwave for the follow-up after. So, yes, Impact is still going to stay alive. Sentinels is still going to get themselves that Herald.
Yeah, I mean, Sentinel's doing a great job. I thought it was a bit slow on the Rift timer there, but Hambach, give him some time. He's going to find the angle, finds it onto Yawn with a great flash kick, and secures a Rift. And third Dragon coming up now, so another big fight moment going to happen. And I'm wondering if Team Liquid feel like they have to fight at this point, or are they going to try to trade again? If it was me, I think... I mean, Kalista doesn't have 2 items.
Ich bin guter Dinge, als ich morgen entbannt bin.
It's pretty close. I think you can posture, but without the Ornn ult, I'm not sure if you can actually take this fight.
Yeah, no Ornn ulti, no second item on either Quid or Yawn, like you're saying. Jose Diodo does have his Black Cleaver now fully completed on the Nefiri, so there is that. As you can see, the Sundered Sky plus Eclipse combo done for Hambach now as well. Team Liquid, they are committing a lot of bodies down here. It's all 5 players.
Oh, er geht in Blade of Doom.
Trying to steal away that Gromp. Hosdioto again. Last hitting through the winds of war, just like back at the Grubs. 8 seconds until the Dragon spawns. Sentinels has Impact pushing in the top lane.
Impact hat TP, aber Impact hat kein Flash vor allem.
Teleport to bring Impact down
Er hat
to the
auch kein
Dragon
Flash.
if they want to fight for that. But it is TL with control over the bot side river as Sentinels trying to get mid lane pushed up. They still have the Herald ready to summon in Hombok's inventory. Impact still getting those last few auto attacks on the top lane tier 1 turret. Isn't going to be able to clear it out here just yet. So it will be Team Liquid securing this Drake. No fight from Sentinels.
Yeah, I think Sentinels realize they have no position in the river, and it's going to be hard for them to face check throughout, you know, just zero vision. So made decision to trade some gold here, which is still fine. You're still in a good state in the game. You have Rift Herald again to try to break this mid tower, which will open the map up quite a bit. And TP on bot side, they do have the TP advantage, so they're using it. Looking for Quid.
Yeah, going in after Quid, but Hosdioto was right there as Impact arrives. Call the pack.
Big Dogs hat Colorkasse, ja.
The flame spitter damage, and then the Electro Harpoon is eaten by one of the little hot dogs. So honestly, Impact doesn't do a lot of damage to Jose right there. Jan with a flash away. The threat from Hombok remains ever present.
Oof. How much momentum?
I don't know, die werden, aber mir passiert da nicht genug, gerade von Sentinels. Um das Game zu gewinnen, checkt ihr? Obwohl sie 2000 Gold Lead haben, mir passiert da nicht genug.
Ooh, nice knock up there from Morgan. Now Hombok getting juggled around here a little bit. Jan putting a ton of damage into him, and Hombok's a pin cushion before Sentinels can get in position to try to stop TL. Nice pick there on the Lee Sin that was otherwise causing problems all over the Rift. Team Liquid that's just, again, going to halt the Sentinels war machine.
Great play by Team Liquid, and that's really going to slow the game down. They got the Dragon, got a kill. You know, this game's going to go quite the distance where they can be comfortable getting their items and look for that late game team fight with the ornaments coming in, with Ori hitting 2 items, Kalista Renata combo.
That's good, that's good. Guys, we're getting everything. Yeah. Be the wave, be the wave. I don't want to fight mid if you can. Can you guys just defend?
Yeah. Hombok clearly did not listen to that.
Nope.
He had the Lee Sin syndrome to the max there. Oh my god.
That was such a good comms list.
Don't fight mid.
That's something I would do too, so honestly,
we've all been there. Everyone's been there before. Like, yeah, I know he said don't fight mid, but I'm Lee Sin. I'll just jump in, hit him real quick,
I hit
jump
my
back
Q.
out.
What else am I supposed to do?
Der Übersetzer.
I really don't want to fight mid if we can.
We couldn't. There was no other option there. But obviously, you know, a bit of a blunder there by Sentinels, but still with the gold lead. So still in a position where they can, you know, find some angles, maybe get a bit of a creative kick again by Hombok onto Jan, who has no flash for the next couple minutes. So Sentinels definitely need to look for some opportunities here to kind of keep the tempo of this game going.
And Rahel did go second item into Lord Dom, so he is gonna.
Ja, Rahel immerhin an Brain, kauft Items.
Yomu's Ghost played Rapid Fire. Please God,
you don't like Mosquito Gin?
I really don't. So you know, he's building correctly. And, you know, it's a good sign. He does have a gold lead now, so definitely found his way back into this game. And Jin in the late game will be, unironically, able to carry some of these fights.
And the damage amp from Imperial Mandate on mid Galio, too, is really nice in trying to get through that because he can apply that pretty easily to a lot of frontline champions.
Right.
All right, those second items are online in a lot of places now. Bloodletter's Curse. With the Abyssal Mask on Darkwings, they're both helping each other out with their inventories here. As you can see, the Chovy Belt for Quid, extra little bit of mobility and burst there. Blade of the Ruined King, of course, for Jan on that Kalista, as Darkwings manages to get himself away with a Justice Punch.
Geil, wie morgen nach vorne läuft, Space einfach macht.
Create an obstacle for him to get stuck on. 90 seconds left until we get our next Drake this game. Still only a 2-to-1 Drake state, so nobody's going to get sold, no matter who takes it. As Huhi on the left side of the fight here, looking for some kind of a potential angle against TL. Quid with the flash away, but he's still vulnerable to the current shots. However, a nice interrupt from Call of the Forge God flies through from Morgan, and now Sentinels are separated. Darkwings here off to the right on his own. Immediately, TL's going to continue to chase.
Die fighten so gut. Die fighten so gut.
It's a bit of a messy fight, but it's Team Liquid coming out on top.
Yeah, I mean, Sentinels felt like they had to take a fight in that position. You know, they thought they had a good look. Oh,
Morgan in some danger here, but he's
Die sind so gut im Fighten. Heute einfach so 3 ist schon das zweite
go for the play there on the Team Liquid straggler, see if he could get the pick.
So insane auch von Quid alles zu dodgen.
I mean, good save there from Corjay. Comes in with the heal and the shield as well there too. Kind of
Chovy belt really paying off there for Quid there, able to position himself a bit differently.
Yeah, but Corjay's positioning is now in a little bit of danger. He tries to throw out the ultimate, but now Jose the Odo in the middle of everybody is going to get caught. Sentinels have found a massive moment as Jan tries to go forward and grab the kill, but the Callista is terrorizing the fight. When it finally looks good for Sentinels, Jan's ready to turn it back around, but he does finally fall. One last auto attack from Morgan to take down Impact as Quid's in the middle of everyone.
Oh, shit.
And Morgan is the only man standing. Sentinels having that huge team fight in the enemy red side jungle. They might just get the ace. Good God, it takes so long to kill him. Surely he eventually dies. Morgan still living with a knock up underneath the turret. He gets kicked back on the wall. He might find one more hit, but no, the ace finally goes through for the Sentinel side.
Dude, if he got that auto off, that was brittle. He was going to kill Hoogie there.
Das ist insane, wie tanky der Team ist.
I thought they really messed up the game, but they find another angle here by Hui. Just sends it onto CoreJJ.
Ja, die CoreJJ-Ulti war nicht gut. Wenn die besser trittst, wow. Wenn die den Korridor da komplett absperrt, wow.
Comes in, roasting them. Jan then made me believe as he stacked a bunch of spears in Rahel, got the into the shockwave from Quid to help peel from him, and he almost had heroics, but the harpoon
was so clutch by Impact. Because I think if he doesn't hit that, then Jan is going to stay alive, and maybe they can do something in this fight with given how long Morgan survived. So,
Jetzt hat Jan Flash up.
Great fight that needed to happen for Sentinels, and they pick up I'm sure they're going to pick up their dragon on top of this. So, really, really clutch fight.
That's a tanky boy. What do you have?
Tanky boy. True. If only one other person was alive with him, then maybe they could have made it a different.
Buff this terminus, by the way.
They did get that third dragon. They've retaken the gold lead here. And Jan, congratulations on
1,000 kills. Only the 18th player to ever accomplish that here in the LCS. So well played there for him. As yes, Sentinels now with Soul Point. That's going to be a problem here for TL. 4 minutes from now, but we'll talk a little bit more about that as it gets closer. Right now, Baron is still on 3-2 turret count, favoring Sentinels by +1. Team Liquid, we are continuing to scale. The unending despair, part of that unending Ornn teamfight presence. Now for Morgan, mid lane. Deadly Flourish roots up Jan. TL knows they got to protect that Callista. Handshake to Naku. He back away.
Lol, der W-blockt.
Some sort of a move, but he can't quite find it. Morgan here in the front line. Dark Wings with the taunt, but he doesn't find a whole lot of value. Dark Wings.
Der W von Morgan, der kann, also der muss bei Excellent gewesen sein, oder bei, also kann, ne? Das war nicht, gewollt, aber es hat den Kick geblockt.
It's a 1-0 for TL once more.
Yo, good snipe from him though. Onto the charge on the wall onto Galio on the side.
Yeah,
Letztens Baron 2026, ja, da kann nur der mit geschlossenem Pit. Die anderen sind fine to do. Der mit geschlossenem Pit ist Throw Nummer 1, ja. Und Drake sind immer noch OP, wie immer halt, ja. Natürlich.
He was upgrading Jan's item to start the fight.
Oh, we're already back live though. Jose the Odo and Quid looking for the kill onto Impact. Won't quite be able to find it. Now Hambach looking to run some interference, but Jan chasing after the Lee. Okay, so Hambach and Impact both barely get away.
Close.
Ja, Hunting Baron, das ist der Overpowered.
That's a nail biter. That's way too close for comfort.
Die anderen beiden, wie heißt es?
Leon is doing a lot of
All-Seeing Eye
skirmishes very quickly with his Ornn upgrade.
Und
on the approach to the next dragon, because TL
Territorial, genau, die beiden sind whatever.
As long as they don't give up
die beiden sind whatever.
Dragon for the Cloud Soul, do you think
ist nur der Hunting Baron, der Terror ist. Ich glaube, das Technical hat jetzt, Jan hat jetzt den oder?
I think right now it's still going to come down to execution. I think Sentinels looked a bit confused of what they wanted to do in that last fight, where it's like the Rumble's coming out, but Lee Sin's not going right away. The Gallo's kind of posturing on the side. I think Sentinels need to really coordinate on how they want to fight, and they can still win the fight. The Jin has IE, he's going to be doing a lot of
Also ich sehe halt jetzt 4 Flashes ab gleich 5 bei Team Liquid, jetzt wird's problematisch.
And, it's still winnable from his position.
Ich stelle es in der HP und Damage-Wise, also der Hunting Baron ist Damage-Wise komplett OP, weil der prozentual Max oder Current, ich glaube Current HP macht und slowt ohne Ende.
It is a big playmaking
die anderen beiden sind chillig.
Still very mobile champion and still can create that.
I think Impact would love to pick up his Zhonya's here.
Ja, fertiger, jetzt 5 Flashes ab bei TL.
Try to avoid the Ori combo. the Ornalt, and he does pick it up here, so he's going to be strong for this team fight. And right now, positioning in River is going to be key. If Team Liquid get this position first in River, then it's going to be hard for Sentinels to retake.
Quid kann halbe 16 holen hier.
And Huhi doing a good job patrolling the area, but Quid does have
fertig.
the bot push here, so going to be a little bit pressure
Alle Barons
in from the bot side.
And Quid also has his Void Staff fully completed. He's got his Ornn upgrade. That Terminus for Yawn also fully upgraded. So deceptively tanky here on this Kalista with the resistances that item stacks. You can see the Giant's Belt also in the inventory. Kalista is not an easy target in these fights. Liquid also recognizing it's very important for them to play around him.
Und Rosse der oder auch, wow, wie ist Rosse auf einmal ein Level hat gespawnt, by the way, das ist krank. Das Upgrade cleaver, alle Items upgraded außer Support. Hui hat komplett gegrieft. Ja, unwinnable jetzt. Hui hat komplett gegrieft. Wow, und geile Combo. Und die haben die Shockwave geholt. GG. Ja, und seht ihr, wo der Fehler war? Hui hat sich gedacht, okay, ich höre jetzt auf zu übersetzen und versuche die Play zu machen und Instant Game Lost.
And the blade falls on Sentinel's neck. Hombach's the only one left, and he can't do a thing about this TL Drake.
I mean, good try, good attempt by Huhi, but Quid has a Proto Belt or Rocket Belt and the Flash, able to make enough distance, get away from the combo, and Team Liquid are able to play the fight much better on the back end of it. So I think
Hui gibt's noch, ja, ist inzwischen, wie gesagt, nur noch als Übersetzer eingestellt bei Sentinels. Ja, und das Schlimmste ist halt, by the way, dass Yawn immer noch Flash hat und jetzt gleich seinen Jugshot durch hat. Enjoy.
Even if Orion has no Flash.
All right, let's take another look at how it started.
Yeah, from that side here, Huhi goes for the flank, but, as you say, Oriana gets the safety on the outside, and then once you've stabilized the fight, look how many spears are already stacked up for Yawn.
It's also so hard to dive into the Renata ult, so, and the Renata W in case Quid gets really low in one shot. So, just a really tough way to execute here for Sentinels, but this is their comp that they picked for, they have to play like this, and they did make their Hail Mary attempt there, and unfortunately it just didn't work out.
And the rewards after this team fight are pretty much the game. It's not for sure the game, but stopping the next Dragon Soul, then getting Baron. Now they have a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a long shot from this point on.
Well, ein Flash auf Quid, aber I mean, oh wait, awkward für Quid, super awkward für Quid.
Entrance from Darkwings isn't doing a whole lot here just yet. Quid staying alive for now. The curtain call.
Renata W. Wow, die sind gut, die sind gut.
Saves him. It's a double kill over to Yawn. If the game wasn't
wow, die sind gut.
After the Dragon Soul fight, it's over now.
Holy fuck.
Kill for Yawn. Team Liquid killed everybody except for Huhi, and with 40 seconds on the death.
Wow, die sind gut.
Gentlemen, I think they're just gonna walk it in mid.
Talking about a miracle, that looked like the miracle that could have happened, and it was still not enough. The Renata able to keep Oriana alive, even though no flash.
Krank, die Sidesteps.
Just nice try, Sentinels.
Well, Alistar is nothing but some celebratory burgers for the Team Liquid boys. They'll knock
Team Liquid sieht sehr gut aus, guys.
A much closer contest here in game number 2, but it's all for the same result. TL gonna sweep Sentinels out of here in the
Nächste Woche Team Liquid gegen FlyQuest.
2-0 win.
Banger, ey. Also, wow, die sind gut im Teamfighten. Wow.
And executed in the fights that they needed